Merhaba, Keshe Vakfı Türkçe Bilgi Arayanlar Çalıştayı'na hoş geldiniz. Bu hafta bir format değişikliğine gidildi. 156. Bilgi Arayanlar Çalıştayı'nın kalan kısmı sesli çeviri yerine artık altyazı şeklinde gösterilecek. Kalan vaktimizde soru ve paylaşımlarınıza yer vereceğiz. 157. hafta çalıştayı yine Türkçe altyazısı hazır olduğunda gösterilecek. Şimdi promosyon videosuyla Türkçe çalıştayımıza başlıyoruz.
You are people listening from every corner of this planet. No knowledge has been dispersed so beautifully, so balanced across the planet, of this planet ever, maybe in the universe. You have the full potential of achieving everything in the universe. There is no need and there is no reason for man not to achieve. So, wherever you are, the way I taught you to make the coils double coil inside, you have continuous equal gravitational magnetic field, and if you put CO2 on it, and you put zinc on it, you have connected the emotion of the man to it on a stable condition, and you'll find out you become a very peaceful man. Here, instead of having galaxies and universes and creating connection magnetically, we have used the matter state gravitational magnetic field strength to dominate and dictate the shape of the plasma. The nano-technology, the nano-material which you have collectively developed in different ways by caustic, by electric currents, by whatever, fire or whatever, has that advantage that the matter, the nano and the plasma is all the same. So connection is very solid, it's very strong. The power of the plasma technology, the way we have thought, is beyond imagination of the man. Now you can create and control the plasma, which is the mother of the creation of the universe. You are given the seed of the essence of the creation. The foundation does not belong to no one and is not made of one anymore. You are developing it, you are structuring it, and from today we will be still the same. We'll still develop the technology in different names, in different colors, in different nationalities which they do not exist. It is beautiful when we see the Christian, the Muslims, the Jews, and every other belief are working together to build up systems. We have already become one faith. We already have become one nation, and we already become one planet. You got to remember one thing. Dates is irrelevant. Today is the last day of the Christian calendar, or tomorrow is the beginning of another. One day is connected to another. We don't stop. We are working around the clock. The Keshe Foundation team is working irrespective of time, position, religion, country. And now we achieve what we set out for.
Şimdi altyazı gösterimine geçiyorum. 156. çalıştayın kaldığımız kısımdan itibaren.
On other topics, but maybe we would like to show what Heather Bryant has on regarding the Standing Rock protests.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, let's go for that. Let me get, maybe I'll bring Justin Smith in as well, and maybe he can make a comment. And Heather, are you there?
Yes, I am. I brought up the photos and some videos on my desktop, and I mean, let's check with Justin and see if he's got enough of a connection where he can talk. If not,
Yeah.
I have several small clips that he sent in earlier, and one that he recorded just before this started. So.
Yeah, I don't see his name up here now, so I think he might have dropped out.
Oh. Alrighty.
Okay, so are you able to show what you'd like to show then?
Yes. Once I can share the screen there.
Okay, you don't have a button that just says automatically to share the screen. We were talking about this earlier amongst ourselves, and whether you'd be able to just merge. Ah, it worked, or something's going on anyway.
Okay, let me.
No, I stopped sharing, that's why.
Oh, okay, well, we were trying to decide whether we had to actually stop sharing.
Can you please cover your screen? We see too much. Just try to share first. Put what you want to show first, please. We are seeing too much of your screen, and these Mr. Roberts are very good hackers.
Yeah, you shouldn't show your desktop, Heather. Just show the picture or folder you want to show there.
Yeah.
Should actually have the pictures already up, and then
Thank you very much.
share them.
Okay, I'll try to toggle back and forth there with between the two. I just wanted to put this up there first. That, you know, it's our, I guess, efforts in getting Justin up there and giving him some plasma type supplies, and it's just kind of funny how it's all just kind of finally come together in these last couple of days, really, I suppose. And it was
an overview, what's going on, where this is, and who Justin is, what he's had quite a journey just to get there, and so on. I understand.
Exactly. So I'll try to.
There we're talking about the in Dakota, which is they're having a protest over the pipeline that's going through and whatnot. And
there we go.
Okay, good, thank you.
Yeah. So
go ahead. Yes, describe what's happening.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a pipeline that has been being built through our country from Canada all the way down, and I guess they have plans on taking it underneath the Missouri River, and that's also going through quite a few different Indian reservation lands. And of course, you know, the Indian people are very conscious of their connection to the land and the water and the value of that, and that usually when they put big pipes of oil under big bodies of water, things don't go well, and you know, there's often spillage and things like that. So that's my understanding of this situation, that the many tribes have actually come together to go up there and be part of this, and they've been doing this on and off for months and months. It just happens to have gone through winter now, which has made it a little more challenging for people that are visiting there. But people have just actually camped out there to to come together as tribes to do the different types of ceremonies that they do, and to kind of keep an eye on the process as it goes through the different legislative processes, which there was a big one yesterday where Trump was brought up the different executive orders there's some video on it, but this just kind of summarizes it, that he was given the executive orders about going ahead and continuing with that pipeline, and he did sign those. And one thing that I heard when he was signing them is he would hold it up, he'd sign it and say, yes, I'm signing it, and it's subject to renegotiation and terms by us. And he kept saying that very poignantly with each of them that he was signing. So I don't know, my glass is perpetually kind of half full, so I kind of saw that as a possible opening with something. So I'm looking to see. So this is kind of funny, you know, that Justin had been traveling, and he got up there, and at some point he figured out he was on the wrong side of the river or something, and he had to kind of reroute and go back up and around. And there we go. There's some, I'll try to go through some of the pictures kind of on the way there. He was sending us back. Oh, this is kind of funny. I guess that's in one of the potties there, because it can be rather chilly up there. Trying to remember what temperature he said it was. Pretty low. Not as bad as it had been though. And all along we've been doing this kind of a chat, you know, on Facebook, the way people do, and he's just kind of keeping us posted as to what he's doing. He took his dog up there. Becoming some of the crews that are there to do some cleanup. I guess a lot of the like the ex-military people had been up there, and there were thousands of them, I suppose, and a lot of food donated. And this is just an area where he noticed there were a lot of things that weren't used, I suppose, and just noting that there's a lot of resources up there just kind of left around. And before he left, several of us were trying to get together some things to send him. There's his hand on the ground saying that it's not totally frozen. And I'm looking for some of the things that we sent. I put this up briefly, but I'll put it back up because I think he took off with a lot of just faith, I suppose. You know, he didn't have much on this GoFundMe. It was, I think when I looked at it, it was like $75 or whatever, and he just got in his car and went, which is amazing. He did find the medic area, which was where the box that our local community service group put together, a box for the medic tent. We had tried several times, several ways and addresses to try to get it up there to the medic tent, and it just kind of didn't seem like the right one or the right way or the right people. And so I just kind of put it in a closet, and then a week or so ago got Justin kind of hooked up with all of this, and he got us a mailing address and said he was on his way. So we just mailed it there. There's also a beautiful person in France that had put together a rather large box of various plasma things and sent it that way. I'm trying to find her pictures on here. There we go. So those are being sent up there. I don't know that they've arrived yet, but a lot of things were put together with love from France. We both put in a lot of laminated instruction sheets of how to use the different plasma waters. I put together something more for the medic tent, you know, with the different types of things that we use. We call them cheese sandwiches and lettuce sandwiches and ace wraps and knee supports. I showed this before, so I won't do much detail on that. And the point is that they got there, which is really fortunate. And Justin was able to, I'm going to stop share while I switch to some of these little video things. Justin said he was able to get into one of the meetings where I'm not sure of all the terminology. The elders were meeting every day, you know, to just kind of touch base with what was going on there, and also have almost like testimonials of people saying, you know, that they were there for peace, and also bringing up what types of things were being they were being confronted with from the other side. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to try to share again and do some of these little video clips that he did, and then I'll do the one that he put. This was when he was getting there. It's rather chilly still. This was just yesterday.
Got a lot of cleaning up to do.
Okay, I'll take that one off. And then just try to be real careful about the screen thing, so bear with me there. I've got to make that bigger. There we go. There's this one, and then I'll do his.
I want you all to remember that I learned to build everything I could out of garbage in my garage. And there are piles and piles of garbage everywhere. And thank you for the posts. I'll try to keep you guys updated. I gotta try to find a battery charger or use my car.
He had said one time that, I guess, you know, in this technology, and Keshe has taught us well to scavenge for things and be able to find all the parts and things that he would need to make guns and nanomaterial and whatnot. So we've been just kind of manning that chat and just giving him ideas of things to do. And of course, he's very knowledgeable in these things as well. Let's see.
Are these flag of each tribe?
I believe
There's your
so.
flags, honey.
I'll pause it and see. That's like the area where they drive into the camp.
Rusty, there's your flags, honey.
There's been several young ladies that have been there, and they've kind of helped us with getting some of these videos up and posted and available. And
how is the use of technology affecting these tribes or the people?
Well, we haven't got it. Right, that's the anticipation would be that there's a lot of opportunities to use it. Like I said, he just got there yesterday. He's just barely getting the boxes of what we have sent him. So it hasn't started yet and been able to get in and start using it yet. We're giving him all kinds of ideas, and we wanted to ask you as well as, you know, what kind of things you could see that would be useful in this environment, where they're basically running off of generators, and this is the indoor area.
There is a situation where
I ask a question?
Yes.
Heather, is Caroline. Are you aware that Marily has arrived in the camp as well a few days ago?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I've been posting the information out. She has brought a lot of stuff with her, and she's asking to connect to other people which are in the camp. So maybe you can find her through Facebook.
Yeah, we just get the two of them together. I think they're talking on the chat. This is one of the I don't know if the correct term is a chief. Justin did post that there's quite a few of the elders there. They have there's a lot going on. Like there's a cough that everybody seems to have. There's some of them that are kind of back in hotel rooms because they're not healthy enough really to be out there. And it just seems like the technology could be of a big help to some of these folks too. And so this is the last one that let me take this. This was the...
excuse me, I see that Justin is back in as a viewer. I just promoted him to a panelist, so maybe they'll have something to say as well.
Okay. Do you want me to play this 3-minute thing from earlier, or let him talk himself, or?
Well, sure, you could play that, I think would be a good idea if it's appropriate.
Yeah, this is what he sent to play.
Hello to everyone who does not know me. My name is Justin Smith from Michigan, United States. I'm a student with the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. I am here right now in Standing Rock with the indigenous people who have gathered together after 150 years of separation to common collective to protect the water from DAPL and the oil pipeline that is infringing on their property. What they are doing here is beyond parallel. Reuniting, beside the differences, coming together for a common purpose, life, that they're leaving behind. They know how important it is, everything, their water, their land, and especially this unity that they are rekindling. Not all of us can help in every way. And I'm reminded now by saying of Mother Teresa, where not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. I have donated my time. I am here. I just got here. There's a lot left to do, a lot of cleanup, a lot of people that are sick, a lot of people that are cold, a lot of people that are going a little bit delirious with all the confusion and sprayings of toxic gases, rubber bullets being shot at them, spraying their faces with mace and everything. The violence has stopped here for the moment. It's basically the calm before the storm. We know more is coming. Anyway, we have set up a team that has put together as many resources as possible in the background for the last month and a half. And it's taking quite a bit of work to get to where we are right now. At this point, we are here. We are ready to help. And we are already underway. Not really looking for a whole big pat on the back or anything. But Mr. Keshe, you taught us all to love ourselves. And then if we really want to change the world, we got to start with somebody else. I've been traveling the United States to try to reach the people I can before I got here. So now, I'd like to put my message out there. A little prayer. If you have the ability to help in any way, even your conscience, put it up, put it out there. Peace, wishful thinking, love, and unity. Together we are one. Thank you. Take care.
It's very nice to hear what has been said. Maybe we can give you a few tips. Maybe it works. What we are testing in Ghana is the temperature control. It's important for us because here we have a condition of 35, 37 degrees, 40 degrees day and night, mostly during the summer. It's all, even now, we're in 35, 36 degrees dry. What the people are testing actually started yesterday, and we know it from the other places, from other research, is that the gases have the ability to control temperature. We have to find the right mixture. It'll be interesting to know if you can wash the body with CO2 or the extremities like the foot. Would it hold the body temperature at 24, 27 degrees? Or would it hold the temperature that you don't feel cold? Maybe in your time there, you can ask people to test it. Mixture of like CO2 and copper oxide, and see if that brings a change to take the, in a way you create a new environment around the body that it doesn't feel the cold. Does not matter where you are. You can walk in the snow. You can sit next to the fire. We've seen this effect in other places. In your position, maybe you can test it yourself or others who are around you, washing the socks with the CO2 copper oxide and just wearing it. Don't forget, we were just teaching that we create a new environment. This is what we are testing here. Maybe all the gases you carried in a mixture of zinc oxide, copper oxide gives you the feeling of the warmth, and the body temperature stays at a temperature that you don't even need to wear so much clothing. We have to test. Now you're in opportunity, and these people are in need to be there in that position. Hanging up these patches which you give them to go on their body, would it be better to hang these patches in the tent and see if you can change the environment? I do that in the lab. Put boxes or bottles of the gases in different positions in the room. In interaction, they create a motion of the fields, and that motion creates warmth. Put on one side of the room all half a liter bottle of gases of CO2, and on the other side of the room a quarter. This works by mass. In transferring energy from one to another, you create flow of the fields, and the interaction with the body of the man, it creates warmth and heat. Tents cannot be cold.
Mr. Keshe, I think some of the clothes that are shown in this picture have been sprayed with GANS water. Is that true, Heather?
I unmuted. Yes, that's when we did our community service project. We had everybody bring hats and gloves and things, and we made the peace GANS, which was a mixture of all the 3 hemoglobin GANs, zinc oxide, and CO2, and we sprayed it all over all of those things and dried them thoroughly, and then we, attached a patch to each of them so that they would have both of those.
Caroline has a very good guideline. She says if you want to know if your GANS patch works, CO2 GANS patch, touch it. It's always cool. So CO2 creates coolness. You need to use copper oxide, zinc oxide. Or would you need to use CH3? She has a very good rule with these things, and she says whenever you touch the CO2, it's still got energy. You always feel cooler. So you don't use the CO2. You use the copper oxide, zinc oxide, or you add sugar, which is CH3, to create a variation in it. We don't have the frost here in Africa to test it. You in the snows within a matter of minutes, And then 1 bottle of the GANS mixture, right mixture, can serve a lot of people. Don't forget, when the gas touches the skin, the plasma GANS stays with the body for a long time.
Mr. Keshe, what about a GANS of, say, cayenne pepper or some sort of hot pepper? Well, if you're standing in standing rock in 30 below weather.
Try it. This is the beauty of this technology. Try it. Why not? There is always a reaction.
But on the other hand, the cayenne pepper is used in the Mexican culture for cooling. So it's interesting. Maybe the CO2 GANS, in spite of being cooling properties, maybe in extreme cold, it actually starts warming properties.
We see many effects. The people are in the position have to test it and tell us.
Like we're told that the GANSes don't freeze very easily compared to regular water, for example. So maybe it's kind of an antifreeze for feet in a way.
We see in Italy and in other researchers that there's a threshold of the amount. If you add 25%, you might still feel, it doesn't work, but if you make it 50-50, it might work. Is a threshold.
Well, that's the way with antifreeze as well. In a vehicle, for example, you put in antifreeze, but it actually prevents the overboiling of the water as well. So it works in both directions. It keeps it from freezing.
Let me tell you, sometimes part of the work which Heather was explaining, and part of what we've seen, the gentleman was just explaining in his talks. We keep on talking about the contamination which the pipeline is bringing to the land, to the ground. My ethos always has been, don't fight. Fight takes too much energy. Let them do, and when they are exhausted, it's like a boxer. Let them use all the punches, and when they run out of the punch, you just open it up and they fall. So what this comes to is, here in Ghana, because as I explained, I think a couple of teachings before, we have started to look into the structure of the oil and oil products. And past couple of, past week or two, in the level we are working now, we have asked, and most probably next week or two, we come to an arrangement with a Ghanaian national oil company, where our researchers in the foundation, in the factory, because one of them is an oil specialist, we have two of them with us, that we start looking on coexistence. What coexistence means, okay, the oil industry wants to pipe this oil to make man rich, but the oil is damaging the ground, which the Native Americans don't want to have it. Maybe in the next few days, we are seeing things, we are doing tests are going on for a week or two now in the research center here, is that we have added certain gases to the oil, and we see that it's becoming like a milkshake. So with this technology, can we create an environment where the natives have their clean environment, and the ones who are after the oil will receive the oil they want? I think that's a good compromise. If the Americans want to get access to all the oil to become richer because they paid somebody somewhere off, irrelevant of whatever it is, let them do. But we try to find a solution that we can change the oil in what is the fear of it damaging the water. We see oil in a different way in Keshe Foundation and our research here. Let me explain to you, understand much easier. Oil is not a fossil fuel. Oil is a protein-based product. A protein-based product which is connected and linked up with more hydrogen and carbon to keep its condition in interaction with the minerals of the water. So what it is, if we can, this is the way we are approaching it, and we think about 99% we are right in the very near future, we explain. We can change what is the menace of the oil into a food for land. The protein chain to become protein as we use it for whatever, and the CH bond to become a sugar bond, or like a fertilizer. This can be done. We see this. So there is no use for fighting each other and spending so much energy. In the new science, we look for new opening, new structures, new way to connect. As I said many times, we don't destroy anything. In the universe, you don't destroy, you accommodate. The fear of contaminating the water, at a point where it could be, you just add this new material, or you put a machine near it that it creates a different condition environment. The oil man has his oil. The native has his land with the sweet water and the food. Those of you who have tasted CO2, it tastes sweet if it's got some zinc oxide in it. The water, which is nothing, that gives you the pleasure of the emotional satisfaction. We can do the same with the oil. I used to be in the oil business for a long time. When I was explaining this to the oil people, they understood. It has an extra asset. The only thing which we are concerned with in this oil, if you are with the Red Indians, ask them, has the oil been analyzed? Send it to me. Then I can tell you how we can set up experiment, how to maybe change it. One of the reasons I was explaining to all industry people here, they understood. In Europe, if you buy a land which used to be a petrol station or fuel station, or where they used to use fuel, as I explained this to the teachings before a couple of years ago, you have to dig out the land and remove 6 meters of the soil for whatever reason, and they say, the reason we are doing this in Europe and in America is because the oil you tank in your car carries uranium and certain amount of plutonium. It's natural process, depends how the oil washes the sand, and if it's there, it takes with it. In the refining business, we are not looking for nuclear contamination, but every oil inevitably has certain amount of nuclear material. You have to understand the principle, the totality of it. Oil is created on the sea level, the amino acid, washes it, goes through the sea. The water, salt water, lands at the bottom of the sea. It already has become living structure, but with the pressures which is on it, pushes through the filter of the earth. It's like any filter. You put charcoal, you put calcium, you put anything else. Earth is a mixture of the filter of the whole entity of the existence on this planet. Plutonium, uranium, radioactive material is part of it. So when we get to the oil at the bottom where it stops, it has washed everything with itself to the bottom. The pressure of the water on the top has pushed it through. When we take oil out, the first thing is we send it to a company called SGS. You cannot deal with any oil, even at the time of you put it in the tanker, you get the SGS report. When it arrives, you take SGS report. At the port of entry up to the refinery, they have to give you SGS report. And in this SGS report, we see the minerals, we see all the content, what is contained in it, if it fits a refinery, because oil can be changed on the high seas. So certificate of the port of arrival before this discharging is important. And then we look at it. We look, always we look for uranium and radioactive materials inside it. And we discard it, it means we don't clean it, we let it go through. Because then you have to fill in radioactive certification, you carry nuclear material, and the refineries over decades of work have literally put a blind eye to it. But in marine oil, and in some of the fuels which are not filtered properly, like call it a forest star. If you look at a forest star, like in Africa, it's a reddish different color because it's not cleaned up properly. So the radioactive material which we discarded, we ignored, lands up on the land in the plot. When you buy a land or you're trying to change a petrol station, like in Italy, in Belgium, whatever, you have to take a soil sample that they tell you is certified, they can use it, you can build on it. And in that certification, we look for uranium that is always there. High level of uranium, plutonium, some cases. So we have to understand, when you deal with this oil, get the analysis of it. Let's have a look at it. And there are ways to make it safe that the both can coexist. I don't support President-elect or President now in position, Trump, in respect, yes, we go ahead. But I offer an alternative to the President. Let's look. There is an alternative. Support the research. We are doing it here in Africa. Support the research and then offer an alternative to the Red Indians or to the natives or anywhere. In Nigeria, we have a bigger problem with these things. We can change the oil to food. That's what it's going to become anyway. It's the CH bond plus the amino acid. In the oil industry, we rely on 43 to 47% of the fuel of the petrol when it comes that you use in your cars. The rest is the minerals which gives value to the product. So people in the oil business, we understand the position. People in the natives, we understand position. Let's handle it scientifically. Let's bring the wishes of the president and the wish of the nation together, but find a scientific solution for it. Don't fight. There is an opportunity we can do, and we have the rights to do it. Here in Ghana Atomic Center, we have the facilities to work. Send us the oil, dispatch it, we have a fixed address you send it to. Get in touch with the webmaster, they will forward it where it's got to come. We analyze it, we have all the facilities here. It is a very advanced nation scientifically, with some of the world's top scientists. And we have become part of it. Let's analyze it. Maybe we can offer a solution that both sides find peace. There's a pipeline. The fear is contamination. Even the burst pipe somewhere, we can get there, we mix it. I can show you, I can get a video made, you see it, how we make it into a paste. Very easily, it costs nothing. But when it becomes like that, it's a food. It is actually minerals, which we can use. There is a compromise with the new technology, and it's our job as Keshe Foundation supporters not to push with one, but to see the balance between the two. I know this can be done. I used to be in oil business for years. So let's look. Let's find a compromise that both fit. But this compromise is delivering a practical scientific solution. And we are researching here now. We are using different combination of gases and we see the effect. We're using different things and we see there is a solution. Just give us time. But let's bring the government and the Red Indians together. Send us the sample of this oil. We have to see what's the content of it. Maybe the Red Indians ask the pipeliners the same as what you call it in South America, where they built all the casinos that the native Indians are benefiting from it, from all the casinos built, because they get payment for it. Maybe not only they don't fight it, the native Indians will support the pipe because now they have to get paid for it, that they get benefit by it. But the solution.
That was in the news actually a few days ago that the native band actually voted last Saturday to disband the protesters. They're asking everyone to leave so that they can open the roads for their casino, because they're going to lose business, and that's their main source of business in the area. And the road is closed now, and they need to get the road opened. But to do that, the protesters have to leave.
The pipeline.
So they're in a bit of a snag there in a way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
There is something a lot of people don't know. Pipelines pay for their transmission. The countries which allow pipelines to go through them, they get paid very heavily. When we use the gases in Germany going across Eastern Bloc nation, what used to be Eastern Bloc, East European, these countries are getting paid heavily for the use of the passage. It's a huge income, because if you can pass 1 million barrels a day, sold at $30, that's 30 million. Even if they pay $200,000-300,000 a day to the owners of the land across the pipeline, gradually over a year is quite a lot. It makes a lot of money for them. It feeds back into the local industry. Pipeline are just not pulled. Pipeline pays for the rental of the passage only. It's a national passage, which is free. So this is one man who's trying to get this pipeline through. Let him do, but you pipe, you pay. We develop the technology. We are prepared to look. We are not prepared. We are looking into it. I started looking at this a few weeks ago. And now we got, as I told, we got petroleum people, and now we ask for the collaboration with the Ghana National Petroleum and the Keshe Foundation team, that we bring a practical solution. It will be export from Keshe Ghana. It's a South African technology. We send it to the rest of the world, and we'll see the benefit of it. It's possible because I've seen it. The guys have come up with the brilliant ideas, and we see it, and it's very easy. It costs nothing. And even if you use it in the high seas and it sinks to the bottom, then it becomes food for the sea, because now it changed the composition. And we have to see what happens when the animals eat it. That's the next step. We've got to look at this gel, which is not a gel, it's like an ice cream. And it takes instantaneously, within a second, it becomes ice cream. This molecular structure we can see, and if it changes that way with the addition of what we've done, then it's food. It has to become food. The analysis is getting done. So let's find a solution. Thank you for what you're doing. I think the whole humanity thanks you. But let's look at it out of the a position where the man gets what he wants, the president gets what he wants, and we deliver what the local need, and the casinos can make money most probably less than their pipeline. Anything else?
I'm wondering if Heather was done, or if Justin would like to say something about that situation, or I know we should try to wrap things up fairly soon here, I think. Is that true, Mr. Keshe, or do you want to go for quite a while longer?
We're done already. Go ahead with something else. He's here, we let him speak. If he's just joined us, tell us what he sees, where he is now.
Justin, you want to open your microphone there? Let's see if yeah, see you're there. I can open your mic. I'll unmute you and see if you're available. Hello?
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Morning.
Hi. Yep, we can hear you.
Good morning. I love you all. Thank you for all your help. Right now, we're having an issue even trying to get the materials that have been sent from France and every other place that we've collected. It's just an organization issue, really. At this point, I'm not sure where they're going, what their plan is. They are removing people from the camps. They are planning on moving possibly those that do belong here to higher ground, because during the spring season there is a flooding that comes through this area. As far as what the elders and the headsmen allow to go on, we have to ask permission. You can't just go running around trying to throw the technology out there. I've already tried that. I've met a lot of resistance on this. Not necessarily going and pushing it on anybody, but basically at this point I can't even give it away. I don't have a warm place to make GANs. The warmest place I can find right now is the bathroom next to a heater, stove, a wood stove burner in the Porta-John area. So to even make a GANs collection kit is not going to be very easy. At this point, I have talked to the medic tents. I talked to the IT department, the constructions department, and they're all just kind of trying to keep on going with what's going on. People are throwing things away so fast while they move out of here. They're leaving huge piles of garbage behind. They're throwing food out like crazy because they just don't know what to do with it. And there are other camps in other areas. There's more than just one camp. So to find out where the other Keshe student is, we're going to need to talk maybe more in the background, but it's a lot of turmoil at this point right now, because there are those that came to do something and make a difference here, and then there are those that are here to actually protect their land and water, where the two at one point were on a common line, but now there's a vast difference in what their initial intentions were, whereas the spectators are possibly trolls, if I may use the term, that have tried to turn public media into something that makes it look like what's going on here is of the wrong intention. So the elders and the headsmen of the tribes are doing their best to remove what I'm going to call riffraff, those that have caused violence on themselves by provoking the guards on the hills over by the pipeline. It's not everything that we see. There was a news crew here, a couple of news crews here yesterday. I did my best to just try and stay away from them, actually. I did go take pictures of their vehicles and everything, but I'm not really trying to get a whole bunch of publicity or anything. I just wanted to come and heal people and then go home. If we can, it'd be really nice to give them some heat too, because they're going through an awful lot of resources just to warm their feet.
In that sense, there was a comment in the chat here. Let me just bring it up if I can. Alex Skorik mentions, I have used CUO GANs to keep my feet warm. just dab my feet with a towel dipped in the center of the plasma jar. Had to repeat every day to build up. So that's a big clue there. Alex is pretty sharp. He's a very technical person and quite bright. And I suspect that last statement is very significant. Had to repeat every day to build up. So it's something to consider. Mr. Keshe has just mentioned the CuO GANs rather than the CO2 GANs.
I did hear that about the coldness, with Caroline always pointing out that she's very in tune with the touch and feelings. So that's good to know. Great, thank you. At this point, I just want to refer that it's going to be hard to find a place to even set up a collections kit that isn't going to be disturbed, that isn't going to be taken down, moved, and bumped and ran over by somebody. So. Okay,
well, number one thing will be to get in touch with the other Keshe person there. What was his name? Marley, I think was the name.
Is it Marley?
Wasn't that the name? Someone help me with that, Heather.
I assume it's Marley, last name Rosen. I suppose I'm sending her some messages on Facebook right now because I guess I didn't realize they were both there.
So if they can connect, she's already got GANSs and whatnot, doesn't she?
I believe a lot of those have already been sent here, and they have been sent to the headsman, which I have not been able to physically be in contact with. We have had communication over the phone and Facebook, but at this point, I haven't seen the boxes. I haven't physically been in presence of the boxes, so it's been 3 days. I'm sure it'll happen here real soon.
All right. Is there anything else we should look at or talk about that?
We wish you all the success, and we'll try to make headway somewhere that we can help, as we said, both sides. And most probably we'll see more. We can offer more. The problem is that the world leaders, as presidents or prime ministers, they look at a long-term plan for the nation and in keeping the industry going, partially in paying the debts of the nation, and partially in commercial point of view, people in the commerce to make money, they can whatever. On the other hand, we try to protect our environment, and maybe with this technology we find a point of compromise. Maybe it's time to find a point of compromise. It's not everything is wrong, but without commerce, the nation cannot run. Without a clean land, the nation cannot feed itself. Maybe we can offer that alternative in so many ways. We'll explain more about even the energy production in coming time, how the governments are. We're showing them how the governments can change their position in respect to the new technology. There's a lot cannot be disclosed because even the people don't understand it. It's our job to deliver a technology which works. They can see it, they can feel it, they can touch it, and then they can make a difference. But when there is many of us doing it, this is what it matters. So thank you very much. We try to support. That's why we keep this pipeline, these presentations from this part of the world online, because long term we'll find a solution for both sides. Do you have anything else, Rick, to show? Or we're nearly 3 hours into the teaching.
Mr. Keshe, hello, it's Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Good morning.
I just received a wonderful video from a French guy. If I can share with the people.
Please, go ahead.
Okay.
There's no music on it? There's
no.
Okay,
absolutely nothing.
What is it about? Can you enlighten us, please?
Yes, sure. Let me just share the sound. It's a French guy, and he's really concerned by the water. And he makes beautiful experimentation with the swimming pool. cleaning of the swimming pool without any chemicals, only with the CO2 and copper oxide. And this is the beauty with this technology, because when we were making the transcription and translation of the kids workshop, I think to this guy, and I said to this guy, look at the kids workshop. Mr. Keshe explained how to create water. And I know you like water and you are on this field for so long time. And he just watched the video with no explanation. He makes different combination, exactly like you describe in the 18th kids workshop. And he failed 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times. But after 1 week and a half, he just showed to us in this video how we can produce water only with the field interaction. And it's a 7-minute video. I just want to play 20 seconds. This is the moment when he showed the water. So it's in French, but it's not so complicated.
Bon, donc j'ai un coup avec un ventilo, mais c'est trop efficace, ça sèche tout, ça va pas. Là j'ai carrément les gouttes d'eau. Ici, voilà. Et puis après, j'arrive en bas. Là, j'arrive en bas, et là, on va voir un peu la petite récolte du premier jour. C'est extraordinaire, hein. Bon, c'est sûr qu'il faut pas être gourmand, mais il y a, regardez. Voilà. Je montre à la caméra, j'espère que j'ai tout bien réussi. Donc, j'ai 5-6 mm dans le fond du pot de yaourt. Voilà la première eau. Alors que si je mets mon doigt dedans, c'est pas la peine de...
And this is the beauty with this technology. And this is only with recuperation, recycling materials. And he explained this, how to collect these materials, how to create this. It costs absolutely nothing because it's all recycling materials. And it's so beautiful because it's a beautiful soul of France, and he's absolutely not doing that for his own. He's not absolutely doing that for the business, so I don't know why. It's doing that because he have understand with this simple technology, no man, woman, or child on this planet can suffer from hunger, because when you start producing water, and you are able to do that, and then you can clean it with how we know, everybody know, nobody will die because they have nothing to eat or nothing to drink. And yeah, it's a really great pleasure to show this to everybody. And thanks, Mr. Keshe, for your technology and all you bring to us, because it's so simple, you know. The people just need to understand. This is why it's so important to translate it, because before that it was not open to the people who were talking in French. And this cannot happen if the people cannot understand the technology. So it's really beautiful. Thank you very much.
Is it possible to translate this into English or transcribe it that people can translate it to other languages?
Sure.
Yeah, and somebody asked if there's a link or is that video available on YouTube?
For the moment, it's only available on the Keshe Foundation French. On the Facebook, he posted the...
Burada ben bir açıklama yapmak istiyorum. Buradaki çeviriler, altyazılar açık kaynaklı bir konudur. Nasıl bir Wikipedia'ya girip bilgi bağışı yapıyorsak, yani bir çeviri bağışlıyorsak, burada da öyle. İsterseniz ben bir paylaşım yapayım. Sonra videomuza geri döneriz. Şimdi bir sayfa üzerinden nasıl çeviriyoruz onu göstereceğim. Ya da nasıl altyazılanıyor bütün olay. Şimdi tekrar dönelim. YouTube'un Keshe Foundation Translation isimli kanalında bütün videoların Amhara.org isminde yine çeviriler için kullanılan, altyazılar için kullanılan bir web sayfasına linki bulunur. Bu linke tıkladığınız zaman bu videodaki altyazıları çevirebilirsiniz veya yazabilirsiniz. Altyazılar hazır olduğu zaman otomatik olarak Google bunu pek çok dile çevirebiliyor. Tıpkı bu videoda izlediğiniz gibi gayet kaliteli, güzel bir çeviri. Tabii birkaç noksanlar var. Bunlar sonradan giderilebilir tabii ki. Örnek olması için ben burada bir linke tıklıyorum. Bakalım nasıl bir çalışma ortamı. Gördüğünüz gibi burada değişik dillerde bölümler var. Her ülke kendine ait 5 dakikalık ya da 10 dakikalık bir bölüm çeviriyor. Örneğin Türkçe'ye bakalım beraber. Türkçe dili için örneğin 156. Bilgi Arayanlar Çalıştayı'nı baktığımızda altyazı düzenle kısmında bakalım. Tamamen açık kaynak bir çalışma. İnsanlığa bağışlanıyor bütün çalışmalar, eserler. Şu an sayfa geliyor. Bu bir çalışma ortamı. Videoyu oynatıp nereye hangi altyazı geliyor onu belirleyebiliyorsunuz. Şimdi bu kadar. Yani çalışmalar konusunda yardımcı olmak isterseniz doğrudan ilgili videonun altına girip buna herkesin erişimi var. Herkese açık bir platform. İstediğiniz gibi girip düzeltebilirsiniz. Daha anlaşılır hale getirebilirsiniz Türkçesini ya da altyazılarını düzeltebilirsiniz. İnsanlık olarak bu teknolojiyi birlikte geliştiriyoruz. Orada videoda açıklandığı gibi hem başkanın hem de Amerika'daki yerlilerin iki tarafın da uzlaşacağı bir zemin oluşturmak bizim amacımız. Bu şekilde bütün çözümlerimiz tek taraflı değil, her şeyin bütününü düşünerek çözüyoruz. Bu arada bir chatte bir yazı var galiba. Fransızcayı yapmaya çalışacağım. Harika olur. Bu kanal tamamen çevirilerle dolu. İsterseniz şöyle bir açalım. Başka kanalda neler var. Yani bu kanaldaki bütün videoları gönül rahatlıkla Amhara.org linki üzerinden çevirebilirsiniz. Çok önemli sağlık videoları var. Altyazının alınması gerekiyor. İşte hala eksiklerimiz var. Değişik çalıştaylara ait videolar. Çocuklar için bilgi arayanlar çalıştayları var. 22 tane. Bunlar büyük oranda bitti ama izlerken dikkatinizi çeken bir konu olur. Bunu düzeltebilirsiniz. Bu bilgi kütüphanesi böylece insanlar kazanılmış olur Türkçe. İlgilenenler, ihtiyacı olanlar gelir. Sağlıkla ilgili bilgilerini alır. İlgilenenler, bilgi arayanlar çalıştaylara gelir. İşte bakalım izleyip bir şeyler anlayabilir. Yani teknolojide neler oluyor? Şu anda 157. çalıştayın altyazıları gerçekleştiriliyor. İsterseniz şöyle bakalım. Bu yani bütün insanlığın geliştirdiği bir konu. Tek bir kişi değil, bütün herkesi ilgilendiren bir konu. Buradan aynı şekilde girip Amhara.org'daki bölümüne katkı yapabilirsiniz. Gördüğünüz gibi bazı ülkeler çoktan bitirmiş. Bazılarında eksikler var. Mesela Türkçe bölümüne bakabiliriz. Burada 156. dakikadan 159 ve 170 dakikalar arası bir altyazı çalışması yapılmış. Siz de buna girip Amhara.org'dan ücretsiz bir hesap açıp bu altyazılara katkıda bulunabilirsiniz. Bu şekilde Sizler de bu bilgiden istifade edebilirsiniz. İnsanlara yardım ettiğinizde fark edeceksiniz ki siz de birden bilgileniyorsunuz. Daha güzel anlamaya başlıyorsunuz. Çünkü bu bir plazma. Ne verirseniz size o gelir. Şimdi videoya kaldığımız yerden devam ediyorum. Güzel altı videomuza.
This morning, the video.
If we can bring it into one part that it can be shown as part of the blueprint or testimonial or whatever it can be done, it'll be fantastic. The water creation of water is very simple. What we are doing now in Ghana, we are taking the water from the sea and they start processing it. That after interaction with different gases, we have a what we call clean water to drink. We know certain gases kill all the bacteria and parasites and the rest. That's not a problem. We know how the biggest problem with us is desalination, which means taking the salt out. That process doesn't take long to do. And this is important for the countries like this country, like even Saudi Arabia, Emirates. They spend a fortune for desalination and cleaning of the water. Where with this technology, we can add a few drops of water into the water, we change the water. This is important because what we see, if you create a condition of interaction of the waters to clean the water, there are no waste. And there's a lot of gain in every aspect to collect the minerals and the rest of it. And this process teaches us a lot. But we can use water in respect to another water to create a plasma condition of water to create water. This is the secret about this. It's no different than when you put a copper plate nano-coated and a zinc plate and you create CO2. If you find a right combination of mixture of the water with what you have created as a nano gas of the water, because you have done this, and put them in front of each other in a given condition, even in the salt water or even in natural water, you should see the tank floating up. The principle never changes. It's us which loses the sight of the ball. This is the secret. You want to create water, high quality water. Look what you've done with a copper plate and a zinc plate. You create an environment of carbon, which in interaction brought you CO2. Look at the gravitational field, the strength of the water and the gas water. What you should see, the rise of the sea level, the rise of the water in your container. Last time, you locked into the carbon fields in the water. Now, if you've done it cleverly, you lock into H2O and look at the structure of the amino acid. COHO, COHNC, or CONHSC. It's got different combination. So now that you create the magnetic field of the water, because there are two waters, look what you do with the zinc. You put a nano-coated zinc and a normal zinc. What do you get? You get a gas of zinc. In combination with a oxygen in the water, you get ZNO2 or ZNO. Why don't you repeat the same with a gas of water? You go and get the seawater, make a gas of water, add a water, and put it in the water. You should see the level of the water rising. That's how you produce it. This is how the sea produces extracts. This is what we see here. Somewhere in this box, he has managed between the containers to create a gravitational magnetic field. He shows us the box is emptying the water. I wonder if he touches the side of the box, what else he collects that he hasn't noticed. Because now you have taken the hydrogen out of the bond, because the oxygen was in the water. You have taken the oxygen out of the bond. Now you have one C and an N floating somewhere. is the box, if you rub it and test it, contains a lot of nitrogen? Or do you find monoatomic carbon on the side of the wall? What do you find if you clean it with a tissue, a black dark material on it? And it's always dirty. It's not dirty, it's the carbon. And in combination in how you change the condition of the centralization of nitrogen, you add the energy from the nitrogen carbon bond with the hydrogen in a specific way to creation of the water. You release the oxygen and the hydrogen, and every 2 molecules you allow the energy of the nitrogen to be added to the second hydrogen. Then you have your H2O. Then your nitrogen releases, it becomes a carbon, and you have 2 molecules of hydrogen extra. So you create a hydrogen bond with your nitrogen and the oxygen. So you should see the level of water rising in your container. But if you nano-coat the container, you work in the atomic condition and the magnetic field plasma condition. So if you clean it, you see blackness, it's the carbon you have produced. This is to understand the science behind it, and just by accidental creating it. Somewhere in his position, he has a CH3, or what do you call it, nano-coated GANs of water, and water somewhere which is not there. And that creates a condition of H2O. And it's extraction from the above. It's not condensation. You've done it. Try to use water with it, and don't be afraid. It doesn't have to be in an empty box. You can do the same test in a water box, seal it, and see, mark the container and see if there is in the level. You get a more efficient, you produce more water that way. Cans of water and a water zinc plate and a zinc gave you zinc oxide. Zinc plate and copper and a copper, nano copper gave you copper oxide. Water and a nano water will give you oxide of hydrogen, which is water. Very simple if you understand it. You can create tons of water without actually ever having a rain. Any other input?
Yes, Mr. Keshe, we have a question from Wang Ying from China. He's been persisting and wanting to ask a question here. So it's concerning nano GANs and fields, apparently. Wang Ying, you want to go ahead there? Told him we don't have a lot of time for a long answer perhaps, but maybe we can see what the question is. Hello, I'm Wang Ying. I'll unmute you. There, go ahead. Can you talk? We can't hear you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
We should say to you, Ni hao.
Okay. Thank you for the question.
And Happy New Year. Your New Year is coming up.
Right. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. This is Wang Qin from China. And thank you very much for your past 3 years teaching. And all of us get lots of knowledge and increase all of our intelligence.
Hello.
And today I would like to ask some question about the nano-coating method. You are talking about three type of.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can't hear after you said the 3 types of what? The 3 types.
I think she might be translating the question from the background there, so we have a break.
Okay, I closed some windows. Okay, and the question is about the acoustic method of the nano-coating and heating method for the nano-coating and plasma method for the nano-coating. And you are talking about the atoms distance. The best one is the plasmatic nano-coating because it can be performance best, and the nano layer is the totally free. So the question is, if it is the key point for the micro system could be run well around the stable efficient for nano-coating using plasma method, or because lots of people are using the acoustic method or heating method.
If you can create a plasma coating, you'll find totally different work. Creating a plasma coating is not easy. It takes a long time, but it's very, very effective. And if you create a plasma coating, you can create a current much easier. I was showing plasma coating yesterday in the factory to the people. It's extremely powerful.
Okay, thank you. So, using this method, can we, for example, can we use the nano-coated copper plate or copper coil sticked into the factory's wall? The whole wall is stick the nano-coated plate. Could it be the plasmatic method for this?
Yes, why not? There is a way I went through teaching a couple of years ago and it wasn't taken, people didn't see it. One of the ways, if you are wanting to create, for example, GANs of the amino acid of, let's say, neurosystem, or if you want to create a GANs which carries emotional strength in line of communication of the, I'm going to share, if I can share the screen. This I explained before, and I usually don't talk about things, I just pass on because it means people haven't understood it at that time. This goes back to part of the teaching long time ago. If you have a box where you put your nano-coated material, let's say you choose copper nano-coated and a copper non-nano-coated on this side. What about if you go and step further and do zinc nano-coated and a zinc non-nano-coated?
Okay.
You understand? The environment of here now creates two conditions, both of the creation of CO2, both condition of zinc oxide, both condition of creation of copper. And this field here gives you a new material, which is very near, very close, depending if you even choose like the sodium oxide, or put it sodium chloride, or you put magnesium salt in the mixture. You create more and more realistic environment that the material you produce you can use for the human body. We went with this initially when we start producing the first CO2 boxes, that we went into making of it to be like this, if you remember, those of you who were around enough, to be able to put a plate inside and outside different plates. And you have to go back, those of you who are trying to make GANs of materials which are the body comparison comparable, you have to follow this pattern.
Okay.
You use a zinc oxide here, plate of zinc there. So the field strength between these two gives you zinc oxide as a GANs. You put a copper here and a nano-cutter here on this side. You create that. But in fact, these two have to interact too. And then you have other plates. Then you can change the mixture. And then what you get as a GANs is something which is near enough normal the condition of the body, especially the amino acid on top of the body of the man, because now you are more realistic. we can replicate. I've done this, and we've done this with Marco, still a unit runs in Italy, where we put salt of magnesium, salt of potassium, natural salt, or what they call sodium salt, and we put only zinc in the container, a nano-coated zinc, and we are building a structure of the brain of a man. I've shown this before in teachings. If you're looking for, what do you call it, the structure together, it needs to be done. It is something which people forgot, and most probably in this condition you will find you create a lot of water. This is how we absorb, we change the energy of the water into our body. So, for example, if you're looking to make things, take it a step further. You have a square box. Don't use 2 walls. Use 3 walls. In the factory now, we don't sit and just do 1 copper plate here and 1 nano copper plate here. We put a nano copper plate here and we put 2 coppers. Now I'm increasing the production. We produce huge amount of zinc oxide and copper oxide and CO2. You can do this very continuously. Get a box and put 1 zinc oxide, 1 copper oxide, 1 nano-coated zinc, 1 nano-coated brass, and then what you collect at the bottom, because of the field interaction of the totality counts, is something near enough your body structure, because you bring the nickel in, you bring everything else.
Okay, so people in the laboratory can insert different kind of material in one box without division, right?
Of course. This is what we do in the factory now.
So this is still be the CO2 gas or other material?
Anything. You connect a material like the copper in the level of the CO2, which are balanced with each other. It's the beginning of producing meat, if you want to talk about it. If you understand the deep inside the science, what I've just explained, you can produce anything.
Okay, so the question is, if we want to use the gas in the reactors for the fry and other rotation, do we need to? Is it necessary to use the prismatic method for the gas mixture gas?
You can use both. You can use both. You can
so
use both.
Okay.
But let me explain to you something. Those of you who work in the flight system, this is another point. Thank you very much for bringing this up. I'm going to explain to you something. A lot of you. Just stay there, stay online. We created the ball and we have placed different gases or liquid gases in it of different materials. We achieved the free plasma. But there is a problem which has been overlooked, and I'm trying in different research, especially with Arman, he's doing this because now we can explain it. We are putting another gas outside in ratio that we start compressing these layers together. The ratio transfer of the gas can create a condition of the flow where now by compressing these gases together, you create and release the energy back up, and you can create, what do you call it, the field to expand out. This is why some people with the 3-ball system, they lost their ball. So
compressed from the outside pressure.
Yeah, magnetic field pressure, yes. Yes. So
the principle for them is.
Anyway, just let me explain, please. This energy links up to the center, not to the gas.
Okay.
And it's the center mass which gets pressurized, and in that position, it changes its energy transfer. In changing the energy transfer, it opens up the gases and increases the more pressure on itself. And then you get a flight. You can change the condition. Arman at the moment has built such a system. We've seen it, and we see how the outside pressure goes on inside pressure. People in the Philippines have done the same something, but they couldn't see it, they couldn't understand it. This is one of the reasons why these people lose this, what you call it, the central wall, and they can't find it. Because the outside magnetic field pressure on the inside does not touch the gas, but it pressurizes the central core, what we call the principal energy delivery, and it cannot hold it, and it just escapes.
Okay, let me repeat again. Is outside is the material, metal state. When
No, gases, still gases. All
still gases. All are
Everything is
gases.
a gas ratio.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
The
because
center.
it's something. Let me explain something again to you, because you have to understand the full physics of it.
Okay.
The diameter of here, if you go to the volume of the, what they call it, section 1, yeah, even though it might look very big, let's say it's 2 centimeter, yeah, and this one is another 0.5 centimeter, and this one, let's say, is another 1 centimeter, yeah, your second and the third core. The mass of the material in here is by volume maybe much, much bigger than the mass of volume, because don't look at the thickness of it, because now it's 3-dimensional, the whole lot, by 1 centimeter. The 2 centimeter by mass ratio is much smaller. So the transfer of the energies from outside, it exerts higher pressure from outside inside, and then the inside gets squeezed tight up and it takes its new dimension and disappears. Passes the matter state.
Okay, so the question is, how if the field is expanded outside of the gas ball? Because in this state,
the expansion.
Okay.
The expansion is not towards the outside. The interaction is with the core, which is matching inside. If you choose your material, for example, here, let's say CuO plus Zn or whatever, and put the same thing, but use here ratio of 2:1 or 1:2, you decide if you're going in or you're putting pressure out. But your outer pore, don't look at it, it's only 0.5 centimeter, but it's a 0.5 centimeter of bigger dimension. Just do a small calculation about the volume of the sphere, you'll find out the ratio. And then in that ratio, you have to load up the outside core and inside core. The center core has to be a transition, which is non-interactive, but being there with a very small amount that it creates the float. And then you'll find that the center core will move and start rotating in its given direction. And if the speed goes up, you might not move, but the field interaction is so high that the ball just creates a field beyond the matter state and it moves out of the core. We've seen that with Arizona. They were just showing the video. 200 feet away, you see the field.
Okay, maybe we need more understanding after the teaching.
Yeah, analyze it. This has been explained in early teachings, but people don't understand it. So that's why I said after 3 years, maybe it's time to clean up a lot of things which should be explained in school.
So does it require the energy, maybe the field clock of different interaction?
Pardon?
I mean, one field and another field clock with each other so that they can be interact or take the revise.
Yes, it can. It's possible that they can even create rotation in one or the other. You are squeezing the center ball principle. You're not excusing. You're delivering huge amount. But don't forget, there is a very hidden thing in this system. This which you don't. Yes, you have to look. Let me explain to you in a very nice way. Here, in the center of the inner core, this is the principal area of the first core. This is the first core, yeah?
Okay.
But interesting enough, in the center here is the center core of the outer core too. Now you understand? You transfer energy directly into the center of the both in the interaction. That's how it works. That's why the volume is, and then you don't need rotation. You don't need to create any rotation. If you get the ratio right, so much energy is delivered from here to here that in the interaction, this will start rotating, the core rotates. That's how planets rotate. That's how stars rotate. The interaction does not come only from the central core field created. The outside boundary has the same power.
So,
The galaxy's influence.
okay, can I ask a question now?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, do you mean that the central core and the second core, the same green color, should be the same gas or same mixture gas?
The third core, not the second core. The third
okay,
core.
the third core, yeah.
Yes, it has to be by the mass ratio difference. Yeah, you can. Why not? Or at least find a common denominator and something extra. You're not working in the matter level, you're working in the gas level, so everything is in plasmatic condition.
Okay, here I get lots of questions. I don't know if you got more time for my question, or maybe leave to next week.
Ask another question. We have, I think, about 10 minutes in our slot of time.
Really? Okay. Okay, I asked the question is about it's the rotation of the fly inner. Maybe we need to more understanding or more discussion after teaching. And another question is about the field and the plasma, which you are talking about the difference in the teaching. And the plasma is just like the radio system. And I'm confusing about the field because when we are talking about the field, sometimes we are talking about nano-materials field, gas field, and
a field to us is the magnetic field in motion, and its thickness and its strength in respect to the others of its environment. A plasma is the totality of all the fields within the same entity. If you look, if I can explain it in a very, what do you call it, in a very open way. Maybe I can show it to you this way. If you look at a plasma, I'm going to clean this out. If you look at a plasma, yeah, the strength is very much like this. The field, the strength goes like this. It's like tubes on tubes on tubes. When you look at the planetary system, the fields which come in, they go according to the field strength of their channel. They just all don't go through the center. They get the spread according to the layers of the fields which are built. The interaction of these layers and the central creates the field forces, what is interacted and what is gone. Not every position has uranium, not every position has gold. So when the strength of the gold comes, it follows the pattern of the gold, and whatever is increased inside, add to it, and that's why it becomes higher strength on the north and the south. This, if you understand this, if you look at it, it's like, in the other way, is field path. It's like tube, it's like neurosystem. Any other question? I think we have to stop because otherwise our Facebook channel will be locked. We have a time zone on that. I'll be safe there, Rick.
Okay, so today's question is over, right? Maybe next week I need to submit another question. Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the Chinese community and your work in the background.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Shall we call it a day, Rick?
Well, there's one more, maybe a quick question you could answer, Mr. Keshe, from the Japanese sector this time, from Keshe, who, Mr. Keshe, I'm worried about a message about Fukushima that still 300 tons of contaminated water is flowing daily in the ocean. Want they to keep us in fear, or do you know more about this? I have faith in you and your work. Please, if you can, clarify it. Thank you so much.
At the moment, with the technology used by TEPCO, as far as you know, we run into a problem with TEPCO. Let me explain to you very quickly what has happened. TEPCO, with what they've done and the way they treated the Keshe Foundation, and when we start opening the channel of talk, in our writing to them, we inform them we know they are on the breach of the international embargo on Iran and Iranian scientists, so it's a criminal offense that's taking place. So TEPCO has taken a position of silence to see if we pursue the case through international courts. This is not our job. We just explain to them. That's what we see. That's what it is. They understand there's a very rocky ground at the moment which they're working on and they're worked on. For that reason, we get some information from inside TEPCO for those who have still some sort of connection with us. As far as we understand, not all the water discharge is contaminated because the new filter system allows them to do what they used to do in the tank. Now they use our technology. They are filtering a lot of the radioactive material out of conversion. Very little radiation. It goes out, but still some extended amount of radiation are fed into the what do you call it, into the sea. But there is a understanding. Maybe we understand more that understanding the technology of the nuclear physics and the reactors which they have and they operate. They are filtering a lot of rare earth materials in this process. They have learned what to do with the help of the American company, which they gave our rights to them to do the job instead of going back to the Keshe Foundation. The process is they are extracting huge amount of radioactive material in a very simple way. What are the concerns which we have and we see? Are they sending the material to the tanks? They filter it, and it's the tank waters which are fed back after extracting what you call the gold and everything else from it. The way we taught them, taking this strontium out, sorting out the other radiation. What we think is happening in Fukushima, yes, huge amount of water is leaked back out, but it's not the first circulation. They're using the existing tank to fill up, to extract, to decontaminate most of it, and they're feeding back the what I call very low level if there is any radiation back into the sea. Because they understood and they worked and they've shown it that the tritium in these tanks is a gold resource, it's a monatomic gold which they're extracting, and they've shown it. We don't think is first-hand water directly from the reactors. If they are doing such a thing, they have built the filters for it, which they are doing, which makes it much easier. But there's a possibility that they are the secondaries. They're already sent to the tanks. They empty the same tanks all the time on the what we call sequential base as they decontaminate most of it. There is no reason for putting contaminated water into the ocean at the moment because they have enough technology. We delivered it and they confirmed themselves in the email. I can publish the email, you can call them, and then you can literally create havoc in TEPCO. But this is not our job. But I don't think it's high-level contamination unless somebody can go at the spot and measure it at the round of the source. These are cleaned up waters or pass through new filters, which is creating a lot of assets for your nation. I think we have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keshe. I think we're running right at the edge here now, so that's probably.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Rick. Happy birthday to all of you for the 3rd year. And I ask you, please, keep in touch with the police of Austria and Germany. The emails are on the website, which is released by the securities. And we have to stop this man making more fool of himself. At least we can give him the less prison sentence. Now, those people who received the threat, the address has been given to contact the Austrian and Italian and the German police. This is the nearest police station to these people. And they are already debriefed of the situation which is happening. And they need to create a file in a few months' time. We will see the outcome because we speak then with the government how to handle these guys. Threatening children is a pedophile offense because you don't do. But you see, the man who threatens the children is the man who already abused children for 7 years with hypnotism. So that's why they work together, to understand each other's immoral morality of this saying. Thank you very much indeed. Have a nice day, and thank you for being here, and hopefully we'll serve you another 3 years.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe. It's been an honor to have been there with you for 3 years, and I know you haven't missed a single workshop during that time. I think we've had one on virtually every single holiday of every single country, including Christmas, New Year's, what do you call it? Easter and Halloween, you know.
We've done it on Diwali, we've done it on God knows Chinese New Year. Yeah, we've been there. We celebrated a lot of knowledge with a lot of people.
Yes, indeed.
Thank
and
you
we'll
very
continue
much.
to do so.
Thank you indeed, Rick. Thank you for your support.
Okay, and thank you. And that will end the 156th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, January 26, 2017. And once again, thank you everybody for attending. And those who have any questions left, bring them for our next week.
Sorunuz olursa arkadaşlar bu çalıştaylara Perşembe günleri katılıp yine Zoom ortamında soru cevap seçeneği var. Q&A yazan yer. Oradan sorabiliyorsunuz. Canlı olarak yanıtlanıyor ve bazı sorular Keshe okunuyor. Yani mutlaka herkes soru sorabiliyor. Geçmişte defalarca sorduk. İhtiyacı olan sorabilir. Bunu da hatırlatalım. Burada da tamamlamış oluyoruz 156. çalıştayı. Geçen hafta sesli olarak bir kısmını çevirmiştik. Bu hafta da altyazılara geçtik. Şu an 157. çalıştaya bakacağım. Altyazı hazır mı? Ona göre belki biraz başlayabiliriz ona da. Evet, şimdi 157. çalıştaya bakalım. Şimdi kontrol ediyorum altyazılar konumunda. Henüz hazır gözükmüyor. Katkı yapmak için arkadaşlar buradan linke tıklayabilirsiniz. Çok güzel bir çalıştay. Özellikle kanser hastaları için güzel bilgiler var. Önemli bilgiler, hayati bilgiler. Şöyle bir hatırlamamız gerekirse ne konuşuldu bu çalıştaylarda? Videonun altında yazan bölüm burası arkadaşlar. Videolar bir giriş videosuyla başlıyor. Rick Bey sunumunu yapıyor. Keshe Bey ders anlatıyor. Yeni bilgiler ekliyor her hafta. Bu hafta da yani 156. haftada vakıf ekibine teşekkür etti. Daha sonra Gana, Keshe Vakfı Gana'daki olaylardan bahsedildi şu dakikadan itibaren. Daha sonra Keshe Vakfı'nın Amerika'daki Arizona fabrikasından haberler aldık John Bey'den. John Bey'in videoları gösterildi. Daha sonra yine ruhla ilgili özellikle eğitim yapıldı. İşte bitkilerin ruhu nerededir, işte yaşam ve yaratılış hakkında değerli bilgiler paylaşıldı. Daha sonra petrol konusu bahsedildi. Petrolün bir yiyeceğe dönüştürülmesi pek çok problemi çözebilir. Çiğlilik olabilir bu, beslenme olabilir, belki tarımda kullanabiliriz. Şu anda üzerinde araştırmalar yapılıyor Kanada özellikle. Ve petrolü mesela bir protein kaynağına dönüştürme üzerine çalışmalar yapılıyor. Bu şekilde çevreye zararsız olması anlatıldı. Aklımda kaldığı kadarıyla denizlerin bir filtre görevi görmesi. Yani denizlerin dibine düşen malzemeler canlılar yüksek basınç nedeniyle dünyanın iç katmanlarına doğru itiliyor ve bizim petrol dediğimiz olay meydana geliyor. Bu bahsedildi. Daha sonra suyun meydana gelmesi, yaratılması anlatıldı. Yani bir CO2 kabında karbon çekiyoruz. Orada karbonu cezbediyoruz ortamda. Bunu pekala yine başka bir malzeme, suyu yani H2O ya da hidrojen oksit malzemesini üretebiliriz. Bunun için içi su dolu kap da kullanılabileceği bahsedildi. Yani bir kap düşünelim. Şurada kısa bir anlatayım. Şöyle bir kabımız var. Burada bir düzen meydana getirdik. Suyun meydana gelmesi için gerekli ortamı sağladık. Ve kabımızın belli üst tarafından kapatıyoruz. Kapalı halde. Ve bunun belli bir su seviyesi var. Diyelim işte burası 12 santim veya 12,5 santim. Daha sonra bu kapalı ortamda su seviyesinin yükseldiğini görüyoruz. Yani illa bunun açık olması gerekmez bir su üretimi için. Bu içeride oluşan ortamda sürekli olarak hidrojen atomları, oksijen atomları ve bunların birbirleriyle bağlar kurması, bizim H2O dediğimiz suyu meydana getirmesi. Bu bilgi anlatıldı. Bunun gibi pek çok bilgiler. Geriye gidip bakabiliriz. Daha sonra dünyanın değişik yerlerinden insanlar sorular sordu. Sizler de katılıp soru sorabilirsiniz. Özetle bu. Diğer bir konuda Amerika'daki bir konudan bahsedildi. Orada bir petrol boru hattı inşa edilmeye çalışılıyor ve halkla başkan arasında bir problem var. Bunun plazma teknolojisiyle her iki tarafı da memnun olacağı şekilde uzlaşı ortamında çözülebileceği anlatıldı. 156. video bu şekilde tamamlandı. Sorunuz var mı arkadaşlar burada? Tekrar bakmamızı istediğiniz bir yer ya da paylaşmak istedikleriniz, sormak istedikleriniz var mı arkadaşlar? Chat üzerinden ya da sesli olarak sorabilirsiniz. Vakıf öğrenci alımına devam ediyor. Arzu eden arkadaşlar başvurabilir. Dersler başladı. Çok da güzel gidiyoruz, yoğun gidiyoruz ve geçen seneyle hiç alakası yok yeni grubun. Çok daha canlı, etkileşimli ve dolu dolu bir eğitim oluyor. Çok şey öğreniyoruz. Yani bunu söylemek isterim. Altıgen kapta birçok gans bir arada kısmını tekrar edebilir miyiz? Olabilir. Ben özetle şöyle söyleyebilirim. Yani oradaki ilk başta aslında vakfın ilk orijinalinde şöyle bir CO2 kabı vardı. Sanırım Çin'de üretilmişti ya da oradan üretiliyor. Bu CO2 kabını internetten bakabiliriz. Şöyle bir altıgen bir kap. Birazcık Bu farklı malzemeler koyup içine içeride bambaşka bir ortam meydana getirmek. Şu anda biz sadece CO2'da çinko plaka ve nano kaplı bakır plaka kullanıyoruz. Bu da belli sayıda etkileşimlere yol açıyor. Ama çok etkileşimli böyle bir yapının, altıgen yapının çok daha kaliteli dansa üretebileceği bahsedildi. O bölüme şimdi müsaadenizle bakıyorum. Tam dakikası hatırlıyorsanız yazabilirsiniz. Bakalım resimlerden belki tanıyabiliriz. Şurası galiba.
Or if you want to create a GANs which carries emotional strength in line of communication I'm going to share, if I can share the screen. This I explained before, and I usually don't talk about things, I just pass on because it means people haven't understood it at that time. This goes back to part of the teaching long time ago. If you have a box where you put your nano-coated material, let's say you choose copper nano-coated and a copper non-nano-coated on this side. What about if you go and step further and do zinc nano-coated and a zinc non-nano-coated?
Burada ekstra olarak çinko ve çinko nano kaplanmamış olan. Çinkoyu da nano kaplayabiliyoruz plakaları. Yine kostik yöntemiyle kararma elde ediyoruz. Ama bakır nano kaplamasından bir fark yok.
Okay.
You understand? The environment of here now creates two conditions, both of the creation of CO2, both condition of zinc oxide.
Yani bir tanesi CO2 meydana getirirken diğeri çinko ve çinko nano kaplı olmayan, nano kaplı ve nano kaplı olmayan çinko da çinko oksit meydana getiriyor.
Both condition of creation of copper, and this field here gives you a new material, which is very near, very close, depending if you even choose like the sodium oxide, or put it sodium chloride, or you put magnesium salt in the mixture. You create more and more realistic environment that the material you produce you can use for the human body.
İnsan vücudunun kullanımı için daha uygun, realist malzeme elde ediliyor diye belirtildi.
We went with this initially when we start producing the first CO2 boxes, that
Bu ilk CO2 kutuları, ben müsaadenizle ona bakayım. Hemen bulunca burada gösterebilirim. Evet, şu an buldum. Olarak şimdi gösteriyorum. Burada gördüğünüz CO2 kutuları daha önceki ilk 1-2 senede sanırım mevcut CO2 kutuları. Buralarda nano kap ve plakalar oluyor. Buradan da CO2 alta ekstrak ediyoruz.
We went into making of it to be like this, if you remember, those of you who were around enough, to be able to put a plate inside and outside different plates. And you have to go back, those of you who are trying to make GANs of materials which are the body comparison comparable, you have to follow this pattern.
Okay.
You use a zinc oxide here, plate of zinc there. So the field strength between these two gives you zinc oxide as a GANs. You put
Burada ekstradan çinko ve nano kaplı çinko, bu ikisinin etkileşiminin çinko oksit GANs meydana getireceği anlatıldı.
the copper here and a nano cutter here on this side. You create that. But in fact, these two have to interact too. And then you have other plates. Then you can change the mixture. And then what you get as a GANs is something which is near enough normal the condition of the body, especially the amino acid on top of the body of the man, because now you are more realistic. We can replicate, I've done this, and we've done this with Marco, still a unit runs in Italy, where we put salt of magnesium, salt of potassium, natural salt, or what they call sodium salt, and we put only zinc in the container, and nano-coated zinc, and we are building a structure of the brain of a man. I've shown this before in teaching.
Üçüncü çift hakkında ben dinlediğim kadarıyla belirtmediler şunu koyun diye. Ama yani denenebilir. Tekrar bir bakalım.
Have other plates. Then you can change the mixture. And then what you
Yani diğer plakalar diyor, isim vermeden.
get as a GANs is something which is near enough normal the condition of the body, especially the amino acid on top of the body of the man, because now you are more realistic. We can replicate, I've done this, and we've done this with Marco, still a unit runs in Italy, where we put salt of magnesium, salt of potassium, natural salt, or what they call sodium salt, and we put only zinc in the container, and nano-coated zinc, and we are building a structure of the brain of a man.
Daha önceki çalıştayların birisinde özel vakıf eğitimlerinde olabilir. Görmüştük yani insan beynine benzeyen bir materyal üreten kaplar var. Keshe Vakfı İtalya'nın ortamı merkezinde.
I've shown this before in teaching. If you are looking for, what do you call it, the structure together, it needs to be done. It is something which people forgot, and most probably in this condition you will find you create a lot of water.
Ayrıca bu ortamında su da meydana getirdi. Yani ne yapıyorduk CO2 kabında? Karbon ortamdan çekiyorduk. Şimdi hidrojen ve oksit, yani su. Su da beraber bu ortama dahil oluyor. Bununla ilgili detaylar anlatıldı.
This is how we absorb, we change the energy of the water.
İnsan vücudunda da daha önceki çalıştayımızda bahsedilmişti. Mesela insan hasta oluyor. Ciğerlerinden 6 litre su çıkıyor. O zaman Keshe soruyor, bu su nereden geliyor? Yani vücudun içinden 6 litre su ciğerlere nasıl gelebiliyor? Demek ki bir şey var bunu meydana getiren. O suyu orada meydana getiren şey her neyse, bu burada da görebiliyoruz. Yani CO2 kabında ekstradan eğer bu şey düzgün şekilde ayarlanırsa su seviyesinin de yükselmesi mümkün olduğu anlatılıyor. Tabii ki böyle bir kap düşünelim. Altın da üretebilir ya da başka şeyler de üretebilir. Yani plazmada sınır yok.
Into our body. So, for example, if you're looking to make things, take it a step further. You have a square box. Don't use 2 walls. Use 3 walls. In the factory now, we don't sit and just do 1 copper plate here and 1 nano copper plate here. We put a nano copper plate here and we put 2 coppers. Now I'm increasing the production. We produce huge amount of zinc oxide and copper oxide and CO2. You can do this very continuously. Get a box and put 1 zinc oxide, 1 copper oxide, 1 nano-coated zinc, 1 nano-coated brass, and then what you collect at the bottom, because of the field interaction of the totality counts, is something near enough your body structure, because you bring the nickel in, you bring everything else.
Okay, so
Sanırım bu cevap olmuştur. Başka sorunuz var mı arkadaşlar? Paylaşmak istedikleriniz olabilir. Rica ederim. Sorunuz var mı arkadaşlar? Okey, o zaman bu haftaki çalıştayımız bu kadar. Gelen herkese teşekkür ederim. Önümüzdeki hafta 157. çalıştayın altyazısı tamamlamasıyla beraber yine devam edeceğiz.